Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chainsaw Files. Today I want to give you kind of a buying guide for very close Boss HM2 clones. That means there are only pedals involved that want to be a close representation of the actual Boss HM2. That means no added mid knob, no added clipping option, no whatever, you get the idea. A couple of disclaimers before. I'm pretty sure I didn't cover every close HM2 clone there out, but I've covered every pedal that I actually own. Noch was? Noch ein Disclaimer? Another disclaimer, I don't do my typical shootout or EQ curve comparison because this video is no scientific one. You get the idea. If you want to have the full scientific way, check out the reviews I did on every single pedal. And with that, let's start with the pedals. So and now we start with our first contestant, and by the way I show those pedals in no particular order, it's just randomly grabbing one. And we start, as I said before, with the first contestant. It's the Pepers pedals HM-TMC clones. It's from New Zealand, it's priced fairly reasonable, and it comes in a nice metal housing. It has the 4 knobs, and the special thing about Pepers pedals is that you can fully customize your HM2 clone if you prefer it this way. This goes for another artwork, knob colors, additional blend knob, additional mid control, basically whatever you want. Okay, next one is from JD Music Labs, the Swedish Death Machine, or the SDM. This pedal is hand-built in Belgium, and it's basically, very close. It also has a metal housing, nice black powder coated, and the 4 controls that you know from the original. I'm pretty sure that JD Music Labs will do mods if you want to have it. You just have to ask them before buying one. Okay. Next one comes from Canada. It's the Gup Tag Torch, and this is a bit bigger than the other 2 pedals. It comes again in a metal housing, has the 4 knobs and this torch artwork, and the speciality is you can get it in awesome colors as I show you here in this video. Okay, now, depending on the country you're living in, this pedal might be available to purchase new or not. I'm not sure quite yet. I think in Germany it's not available anymore, but I might be wrong. It's the Berenja heavy metal HM300. This one comes in a pink plastic housing, and it's not very reliable, I have to admit. Also has the 4 knobs, and a specialty as well, the mid control, which is basically the high control. You have to dial it in slightly back, not fully, to achieve the typical chainsaw. If you crank it full, you get another flavor, of course. Another thing about this pedal, it basically costs nothing. Okay, now I have 2 more pedals that aren't this close to close clones, but let me tell you why. First of all, it's the TC Electronic Eyemaster. Solid metal housing, very heavy pedal, very big pedal. It doesn't have the 2-band control, so no low, no high control. They are dialed in max, so it's not a close clone as far as the knobs go, but the sound is really close, so I thought I might throw it in here. Again, it basically costs nothing. And another one, the, I think, most expensive one. This is the Angry Swede by Decibelix Pedal Boutique, hand-white in Spain. It has a very small black metal housing and your typical HM2 controls. And special, there are 2 special parts. the first of all, it's the size. This thing is a mini pedal and the only and first HM2 style mini pedal. And the second one, it has an additional blend control. This is actually version 2. There was a version 1 that didn't have the blend control, but I think that Decibelix isn't producing those version 1s anymore. So you have to deal with this blend control, although you can fully max it and you basically get a clone. Okay, and now for the audio comparison, I have two sounds. The first one is a slightly driven Marshall JCM800 clone, and the second one is my typical Das Metall amp from the Fractal Audio. Both amps go directly into a cap IR with a V30, and I dialed in the HM2 clones exactly the same, but with one exception. The Behringer HM300, I dialed back the mid control a bit because it's a much more closer representation of the original HM2 sound. But for every other thing, all knobs maxed in front of the driven Marshall amp, and all knobs maxed except for the gain at 9 o'clock for the Das Metall amp. So I hope this little playthrough and my talking was actually helpful for you to decide whether or not you need an HM2 clone, and if so, which HM2 clone you need. And now I'm curious, what do you think? Do you have any preference pedal-wise? Do you have another close clone that I don't know about? Just let me know down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, may the force be with you, and have a nice day.